Boy, do I have a great deal for you. Coffins are buy one, get one free, and you might be asking yourself, why do I need 2 coffins when I only die once? Well, not anymore when you come to us, and that's why your second coffin is half the size. If you know, you know. So come on down to the cemetery where you can come once and stay forever. It's Phantasm. Hey friends, this is Dee-Man Johnson III, and welcome to the Basement of Horrors, where today we're going to cover Phantasm from 1979. This film was directed by Don Coscarelli, who also directed Phantasm 2, 3, and 4. Not 5 though! Not 5. So like any good movie, it begins with 2 men having sex. Now you might not think it's 2 men having sex because it looks like a lady's riding this dude, and it looks like she has some big ass titties. Aw, man, look at that slutty ass tall man. You gotta let people know before you Nicky Exotica them. Welcome to Training Videos 101, where we will teach you how to be a productive member of this business. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? Now this is an excellent question because you get to see how ambitious the person is that you're interviewing. Wearing a dress and having giant boobs. Anyway, this is the slutty tall man that sleeps with other dudes in the cemetery, and he's played by the legendary actor Angus Scrimm, who sadly passed away peacefully from natural causes on January 9th, 2016. So the dude who was penetrating the tall man, his name is Tommy, and today's the day of his funeral.
Jody.
We see our first hero, Reggie, played by Reggie Bannister. Oh, that's convenient, I guess. He's in all the other Phantasm movies, and he's also in Wishmaster, Bone Jangles, and about 57 other things. Jesus Christ, this guy's been busy. Sadly, he's in late-stage dementia right now, so... God, reviewing old films is hard when you gotta look at the current cast. We see our second hero, Mike, played by Mike. Okay, alright. It's actually a Michael Baldwin, but not the Michael Baldwin. And don't confuse him with a Baldwin either. He's in the director's previous film, Kenny and Company, and this time he has company stalking him in the graveyard. And this is Jody, and he's played by, let me guess, somebody named Jody. Bill Thornbury? Who the hell is that? You can't do this to me, movie. That's just unfair. I thought we had a thing going. And Bill Thornbury was in every single Phantasm film except for the second one. Fun fact, A. Michael Baldwin was also not in the second one, but his character was. So this mausoleum is actually a set that was built just for the movie. The director said that the place was so sturdy that they could just sit on the sides and film from above. And it's actually quite amazing how well this set looks. I did not know this was a set. I thought this was a real location because these people had no money to make this film. And it was mostly funded by the director's dad for, I think, $300,000. And the dad was really worried that he'd never make his money back. I have harvested 400 souls last quarter. But the previous quarter you harvested 500. So as I said earlier, the heroes are at this funeral because their friend Tommy died at the beginning, and we learned that their parents recently died too. So this family is going through a tremendous amount of grief. Earlier they showed a bunch of people lifting up a coffin, and the tall man just shows us why we gotta get them gains. Boy, do I feel good after working out every day and eating protein. You can't lift up a coffin unless if you work for it. Sir? So here's a little fun fact for you. This movie took a little bit over a year to film, and the director would rent the camera gear on Fridays because the place would be closed on the weekends, so he'd get a 3-day rental for the price of one. So Mike meets up with Ozzy to speak to her about the weird stuff he's been seeing, and they tell him to stick his hand into this black box. Oh heck no! Last time I did that, it ended up being an asshole. So no thanks. So his hand gets stuck into the black asshole, and she tells him not to fear, and then he's finally able to pull his hand out.
I'm just a-sitting here at midnight.
What are we doing to reduce employees' stress? I stopped chasing them on Wednesdays. So Mike follows his brother Jody around, and Jody ends up at this bar where he picks up the slutty tall man in female form. You know, this is really weird to me. It's really weird to think that the tall man likes to dress up at night, go to the bar and hit on drunk dudes and take them to the cemetery to have sex. Pretty awkward, but alright. And now we see Mike and he watches some boobies. Cool. Did you know that these are stunt boobs? Those boobs don't belong to that lady. In fact, that lady said whenever she was at the premiere, she went with her mom, and her mom just looked at her and said, "You should have just showed your titties. They looked way better than those." What an awkward thing for your mom to say. Both the brothers end up saying wow to these boobies, but I don't think Mike is getting a good view of these boobs. In fact, I think he's seeing a lot of his brother's ass. Right into the hole, straight out his mouth. Maybe through there he sees her boobs. Expensive one-night stands are a thing of the past. Save your moolah and get down to Pound Town. How, you might ask? Well, forget hotel costs. Just come on down to the graveyard. Not sure where to go? Well, just look for this sign, silly. I mean, it is the 70s after all. Warning, spectators will appear and watch out for stabby shapeshifters. It's a fucking good time. Something spooks Mike, and then he gets scared and runs through the cemetery, and Jody needs to chase after Mike with panties in his mouth. And the tall man is left unfulfilled. You don't just do that to the tall man. You can't just pick him up, take him to the cemetery, and not finish the job. The tall man loves to finish. What am I even talking about? I feel like the tall man is like Cinderella, because when Jody comes back, he's gone. It was probably past midnight, and she turned back into a dude running away like, "No, I was about to get lucky and have all my dreams come true." Nobody stands up the slutty tall man, god dang it. And then we see some awesome imagery, which this film is loaded with, and I like it. I like it a lot. Reggie's van is farting and the tall man takes a huge whiff and he loves the smell. In a deleted scene, it shows that dry ice ends up hurting him because of the cold, but it doesn't look like he's too hurt smelling these fumes in. It looks like he's rather enjoying it. What do y'all think? Comment down below. We got multiple complaints. From who? The living? Oh. And now Mike is working on the car, and oh my god, I wish I was more of a car person, because people watch this movie and they love the car. That's all they talk about. And me, I'm just like, oh, a car gets me from point A to point B. Yeah, I guess that car's cool, but does it work today? Can it take me to the grocery store? Can I get some milk and cigarettes and abandon my kids? No? Then I don't want it. I'm just joking. I'm not going to abandon my kids. I love my kids. How dare you think that of me? Anyway, as I was saying, Mike is working on the car and then gets trapped underneath it. Oh God, I saw a stepbrother and stepsister video that began this way. Watch out for Jody! But in reality, it's Jody that has to watch out for Mike because he ends up hitting his toe with a hammer. God damn, that would hurt. But Jody's reaction is the goddamn funniest. I don't know whether this was intentional or just bad acting, but check this out. Ah! And now Mike is back at the cemetery. Why? Every time you go to the cemetery, something weird happens, so why do you keep going back? Maybe he's trying to befriend the creatures. He just watched E.T., even though this was a few years before E.T. even came out. He was like, yeah, I got some Reese's Pieces with me. I'll just lay out a trail, and then we'll live our lives together. You can live in my closet, and Jody will never find out about you. Hell yeah, I love that ending for him. So Mike sneaks into one of the windows to explore the house by the cemetery. I mean, I'll take the tall man over Bob any day. Mike then gets chased by balls, and then one of the tall man's minions grabs him from behind. Mike bites the shit out of his arm, and he gets out of there, and then we see the coolest goddamn kill in this movie. In the behind the scenes, they talk about how they achieved the ball moving effect, and it's actually done very easily. Here, let the director explain. How did you make this ball move?
So we just have a pitcher.
A beer? Did that really help?
Would actually throw the ball.
Oh, like baseball. Okay, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. So they had a pitcher throw it off camera, and then they reversed the footage to make it seem like it was always flying forward. Thanks, flying water bottle. It actually tastes way better when it's been in the air. I need you to make me balls. Can you do this? Are they wood balls? Oh.
Oh, shit.
And now Mike has to run, and he thinks he's safe because he shut the door, but he ends up then cutting all his fingers off, and then yellow stuff flies everywhere. I didn't know that's where nacho cheese came from. God damn delicious tall man blood. Mike then grabs one of the fingers for later and runs off. What are you gonna use that finger for? Oh god. Okay. Sorry. Nothing weird's gonna happen with the finger. I mean, I would use the joke of, hey, smell my finger, but Mike sadly doesn't do that. So it's actually really cool how this effect was achieved. They had people standing under this platform, and then they were puppeteering a fake finger that was above them. So now Mike needs to convince his brother Jody that something weird is happening here, so he gives him the finger.
Okay, I believe you.
Which is the perfect response ever. I love how they don't mess around. It's not going to be this whole plot line of the brother doesn't believe you. They're just like, nah, forget it.
I believe you.
So now the finger has a Pokemon evolution, and it turns into Jeff Goldblum, and it attacks Mike. They try and wash the fly down the sink, and that's when Reggie comes in to talk about ice cream. But the mood is totally strange, and he just says,
Hey, what's going on here?
so to get this fly effect to be achieved, it was actually tons of hard work, and it's really hard to comprehend how they did it, but they used
Nothing, a little rubber and a fishing line can't handle.
oh, never mind. Maybe it's not that hard to comprehend it. Okay, this effect was actually really easy to achieve. So now they're getting their guns ready to kick some ass. So Jody is going to the cemetery, and Mike is staying at home with his double-barrel shotgun that he got from S-Mart. Oh, I can give you some balls. You're talking about the ones you're playing with, right? Right? Jody sneaks into the house by the cemetery and finds one of the sand people from Star Wars. Is it racist to call them sand people? What are they called? Jawas? So another fun fact, that I know I'm littered with them. This film was actually shot and was being made before Star Wars was even released. And everybody on set was having a panic attack thinking, oh my God, do we have to reshoot all this shit? And in the end, they decide, fuck it. So the Jawas run Jody out of this house, and then he is chased by a hearse. But who is driving that hearse?
Who is driving? Oh my God, Bear is driving. How can that be?
Get in.
So Mike shows up to pick him up, and then we notice that there's no driver in this hearse, but it doesn't stop Jody from... That's where the entire budget went.
It's one of those dwarfs.
I didn't know Jawas could drive. Don't they need like a little extended pedal or something? What was he doing? Just not able to see worth shit, but still somehow driving straight on the road? I'm sensing some plot holes in this. So they take the hood off the Jawa and discover that behind that hood is...
Tommy.
That's right, the guy from the beginning who died by having the most boringest sex in the world. Serves you right. You should have had more interesting sex. You should have did the Star 69 with a twist, and maybe then you wouldn't have been such a bad lay, and the tall man wouldn't have had to kill you. So they throw this corpse into Reggie's ice cream van, and Reggie looks at them and says,
This guy's not gonna leak all over my ice cream, is he?
the moment you put that body into that ice cream truck, all that ice cream in there has been contaminated, whether it got yellow blood on them or not. And you're still planning on selling all that ice cream to kids? You're the real villain of the story, not the tall man. I mean, I guess there could be two villains of the story. And now Reggie comes up with a plan. So they have Mike stay at the fortune teller's house because they thought it would be safe. But then a photo comes to life.
Look at this photograph.
And while this is going on, Reggie is on the road driving with his ice cream truck, and then he hears a few knocks coming from the back. Tommy? Could that be you? Knocking with your penis? He's like, hey, this is the same one I did the tall man with. It's the only thing big on my body now. Oh crap, they squished that down too. Okay team, today we're doing trust falls. I prefer coffin throws. Mike is now riding home and they must be driving next to Cheech and Chong because they're up in smoke. Reggie, no! Mike goes to inspect the truck and oh no, all the ice cream is melted. This is Reggie's worst fear come to life. I knew Phantasm was about fears, but this is just too damn much. What will Reggie do now? He has no ice cream to sell for his business. He'll be broke. He's screwed. I do find it a little bit funny though, whenever he put the dead body in the back seat, he ended up turning on his ice cream jingle. So that's what you should do, right? When you have a dead body in your back seat, try not to put any attention on yourself and just turn on your little ice cream man jingle. Nobody will suspect a thing until the cops try and buy ice cream from you. Can I get a frickin' Choco Taco? Sir, it's a Choco Taco. Thank you very much. And no, you can't have it because you don't know how to say it properly. And I don't like cops because I got a bunch of weed in my pocket. Mike then runs back to the car and his friend and grandma are now being attacked by Jawas. I've heard they're aggressive tradesmen, but goddamn! I just wanted to apologize for making this mistake of confusing these two people with the people from the beginning, from the fortune teller scene. I don't know why I thought this lady was that star child or pimple patch child or whatever this thing is on her face. And this other lady is obviously not a grandma. I just watched the film too many times on VHS and I thought they were the same person. But now watching this again, I'm like, who the hell is Sally who runs the antique store? Do they even talk about Sally this whole time? Or is she just a new character that magically shows up here? God, my whole entire childhood is a lie. Thought I knew this movie like the back of my hand. What the fuck is that? Remember, intimidation is not the same as communication. Boy. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You can't go up to everything in life and just scream boy at it. Life doesn't work that way. You gotta find solutions. Mike then pulls a Sally and falls out the back of the window and the car drives off. Mike then makes it back home and he does the ultimate party foul. He grabs Jody's beer from his hand and swigs it all. God damn it, you can't do that to a man's beer. You ask for your own beer. And obviously, Jody doesn't have a problem giving you beer because in a deleted scene, he got you drunk as fuck.
You know what you need? Mexican beer.
And then they went joyriding. Yeah, what a great way to show bonding between two brothers than with drunk driving. So Jody is planning to go to the house and Mike wants to go with him, but Jody doesn't want that, so he locks him in his room. But it's cool because Mike has a shotgun shell and he does this. I remember when I first watched this, I was like, that's awesome. I need to get a shotgun shell so I can do that with stuff. Ooh, kids, don't try this shit at home. You'll probably blow up your hand. So how are we gonna attract new talent? Kidnapping. Yeah, we should probably circle back on that one later.
I've been waiting for you.
Ew, have you been at that bar again drinking all night? Mike is too young, man. Anyway, the tall man puts Mike into his hearse and drives off to the cemetery. Lucky he didn't frisk Mike because Mike had a gun on him and he blasted the tire out the window and he jumped out and then we get a hearse explosion. And there goes the budget again. Now everybody is at the cemetery and this little boy is being chased by balls. Is this Phantasm or Epstein Island? Luckily, Jody comes by with the boomstick end. They even run into Reggie.
Hey man, I don't know.
Reggie, you're alive? How?
I've been hiding in a casket playing like a stiff.
All right, I guess. Whatever, anyway, they open up this door and... What the fuck is that, Trioxin? Don't touch any of those barrels, don't slap them, don't look at them. Just walk out the room in reverse, pretend this never happened, and go home. God dang it, too late, and now the whole town has to pay for your stupidity. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Jody looks into one of these barrels and then he says... Dwarves. I think the preferred term is little people. Thank you very much. So, tall man, how do you rate the workplace morale?
They are always screaming at me.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Then why does it feel good?
And then Mike accidentally stumbles upon a portal. So he falls into the portal and he sees what's going on the other side.
I've been really busy being dead. You know, after you murdered me.
You did what?
I knew it! Don't trust that bitch! Okay, but on the for real, this is what he actually sees. All of this is a workplace violation, and Mike knows exactly what's going on here. Do y'all know what's going on here? Because I don't at all. But thankfully, Mike is here to tell us that they are
slaves.
Hey, we're not allowed to say that either. The correct term is indentured servant.
They're using them for slaves, and this is the door to their planet.
Aliens? I frickin' knew it! I didn't know it at all. But anyway, he says the reason why everybody is so short is because on that planet, it has high gravity and it's really hot. So that's why the cold hurts them. So what you're saying is that these people are just like my bearded dragon. Hey man, don't bring me into this. I just want to relax. Shut up, Larry! I told you once and I'll tell you again, this isn't about you. It's about Phantasm. I don't care about Phantasm. Larry, you're on my goddamn last nerve. If you interrupt me one more time, then I swear to God. All right then, let's continue. So obviously they ran out of budget because out of nowhere the lights turn off and all this drama starts happening.
Over here, follow me.
Anyone got any toilet paper?
Jody, where are you?
Hey man, what's in my ass? Is that the tall man behind me? And now Reggie is alone in the portal room. He remembers back when he was jamming and was using a tuner on this guitar, and then he does the same thing to the portal. Thank God portals work the same way as tuners. You just gotta get the frequency right, I guess? I don't know, man. I don't know, you know, whatever. Oh man, this cemetery is bullshit. There's dwarves running around everywhere. There's two dudes that are having sex next to my grandmother's grave. That's it. I'm calling the general manager. Thanks for calling Interdimensional Funeral Services. Press 1 if you've been stabbed by a sphere. Press 2 if you discovered our portal. Press 3 if you're a teenage boy currently screaming. What the hell is any of this? That's not me at all. Where's 4 for 2 dudes having sex next to my grandma? Where's 5 for all these fucking dwarves? Where the fuck is Willy Wonka? So Jody is about to be attacked by the big titty slutty tall man, and then Reggie touches just the tip end. So Reggie comes out and he's being hit by a huge gust of wind, and just to get this effect achieved, they used a giant fan, and they said that they hated A. Michael Baldwin because he would just throw rocks in there and the rocks would fly and hit all the actors and they'd just be pissed at him.
I know I got hit more than a few times.
That's because that's the only story they can remember. They're so old. They can't remember any other interesting story, so they always go back to, he put rocks in the wind machine. Oh!
I don't know, man. You kind of sound like a dick, but okay, I guess if hurting people is what you do, then just you do you, man. Reggie goes to save the big-titted, slutty tall man, and then he gets stabbed. No good deed goes unpunished, as I said in my last video.
Do you have any experience lifting heavy objects?
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. We mostly move coffins and occasionally turn corpses into Jawa slaves.
Is there dental?
Oh.
So the house then Rocky Horror Picture shows the hell out of there, and Reggie is dead and the tall man lives. So now Jody and Mike have to come up with a plan to stop the tall man once and for all. And just like all the other plans, this plan involves Mike staying home, and it always ends horribly. Talk about never learning from history. Told you, you should have learned from your past mistakes, but you didn't learn shit. Look, the thing that happened 20 times already happened yet again. So now Mike runs away and the tall man taunts him.
You play a good game, boy.
Me? This is a Nintendo 3DS. Actually, it's a 2DS. It doesn't have the 3D, but it's not a Game Boy, but you're old, so I guess everything's a Game Boy if it's handheld, isn't it? You probably call a PlayStation 5 a Nintendo, don't you? Whatever. I got some shit to kill in Dragon Quest. We need more inclusion in the workplace, so who exactly do we have?
I will let you know I employ human, dwarves, and interdimensional beings.
Yeah, but what about black people? We see a bunch of amazing imagery once again. Gravestones raised from the ground, hands reaching up, and the tall man being slutty again.
Don't fear.
Alright, so do y'all want to hear what their half-baked plan was? Because it's really rather silly. So their plan was to take the tall man to this giant hole in the ground and have him fall in, and it worked? It worked? And somehow Jody's able to throw these comedically large boulders into the mine shaft. Okay, let me guess. You were like Chris Redfield and you just punched those boulders down there, didn't you? And how did Mike not get hit by any of these boulders? None of this makes sense. It's just too convenient. It's so silly. What the hell is going on? Why is Reggie alive and Mike is just sitting there next to the fire?
Hey, you had a dream.
We find out that this kid is traumatized and he's using the tall man to cope with the death of his family. So no matter how often he would chase Jody, he would never catch up. And then this happens. Ah, what the fuck is real? What's not real? I guess I can kind of piece together what happened, but I don't really know. So is the tall man real? Is he not? Is he all in Mike's head? Was this all a frickin' dream? Ugh. Oh man, thank God I sleep standing up and with coffee in my hand, and it's still hot. Awesome, that's pretty damn cool. So anyway, that's the end of Phantasm, and I didn't say anything? I was sleeping this whole time? I didn't even watch the movie? I didn't even do anything? I gotta re-record everything I just said all over again? It was all a dream? Ah, shit. Well, actually, that's fine. I actually like Phantasm. You know, the first time I watched Phantasm, I wasn't a huge fan. But now, recently, after watching it, it's a 10 out of 10 film. Truly amazing. It lingers sort of on the surreal side, but it's grounded enough where you can keep watching it. And it doesn't get too confusing. Or maybe I'm just saying that because this is like my 100th time watching this movie. So what did we learn while watching Phantasm? We learned that if you're a little kid, then you shouldn't follow your brother around in the cemetery and watch him have sex, because that'll traumatize you so goddamn much that you'll pretend that there's tall men running after you with balls. So this is what we learned, and that's don't watch other people have sex if you're related to them. Wait, I mean, you have permission too. Yeah. Don't watch people having sex unless if you have permission. That's a way better lesson. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. That was Phantasm, directed by Don Coscarelli, and he also made John Dies at the End, which is also a very amazing film, and Bubba Hotep, which is amazing. I saw that in theaters last week, and it was so awesome. I saw it with Joe, Bob, and Darcy.
And my beautiful wife. Don't forget your beautiful wife.
And I had the time of my life, and I got really drunk, and it was just a little bit high, but you know, that's a story for another day. Anyway, guys, this is Dee-Man Johnson III. I'm proud of you, and you're doing a great job no matter what, so always keep it up.
Welcome to the dark, welcome to the floor. Step downstairs, through the creepy door.
Basement, horrors is the basement. Basement, horrors is the basement.
have to do to move up in this company?
Become shorter.